You've gone to a lot of schools. Just like what you do, you're doing a lot of things. Why do you go to different schools when you're like young?
Well, I think because my parents were quite busy parents, the roles the way, and they had to try and compromise for us as well as the kids, and so we had to move around a couple of times, and to ensure that I was close to them, not far away, convenience and everything. So I had to move around a couple of times. But the advantage is I got to know a lot of people, a whole lot of people. I know so many people, which is definitely working for me in my network.
You know so many people, but you hardly hung around with like guys? No, with women, with ladies. Oh. I heard somewhere.
You had?
Yeah.
From who?
I hear a lot of things.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I hear so many things. I'm like a tomboy because that's what I heard.
Well, no. Well, it depends because I just find the company of I just have a lot of friends who are guys, basically. I enjoy listening because guys give you the perspective of, what to look for when, they don't let guys bully me, they don't let guys cheat me, so I enjoy their company, they're trustworthy, but I definitely have some great female friends, I would say. I definitely have some wonderful female friends, but I think over the years I've had more great friends who are guys.
I read somewhere that your aim in life really is to use the talent and skills and knowledge that you have to help other younger people. Why did you choose to do something like that? And are you getting results? What have you done so far?
Okay, I personally believe that in defining success for me is being able to, whilst you're going up, you'll be able to pull people along with you. It's not always the best to be up there and then you're looking at everybody below and it's like, okay, yeah, I'm enjoying this, everybody's beneath me. No, it's more fulfilling when you have other people moving up as you move up. And as my mentor, my great mentor, Dr. Joseph Silver, who was my vice president in school, he told me that, the real expectation, whilst I was leaving, he said the real expectation is not only to make a living, but the ultimate is to make a difference. You can't possibly I just want a salary, I just want a comfortable house. It's more fulfilling when you're able to give back to other people and you're there, you're happy because you see other people happy as well. And so that's why I decided to take that path. Besides that, my parents are those type of people. They give back all the time. They give back to the community. My mother was a home economics tutor. She was a teacher. She imparted knowledge. My dad, he's given back to the community in so many ways, and so they gave me that upbringing, and for me, I'm very grateful because it gives me, it's actually made me have genuine people around me because they get to see who I really am, and they like me for that because I'm not going to be selfish. I'm definitely going to give when I have.
Is that why you set up the NGO?
Yes, that's the reason I set up the NGO, because I felt the need to help my peers, to be able to learn the art of networking, to be able to be mentored, to have mentors in their lives. A lot of people here don't have mentors in their lives. I was lucky to have great mentors in my life, throughout college. Dr. Silver, the grades come for the semester. He's like, okay, Ms. Yankah, what did you get this semester? You're going to do, you can do it. When I make a bad grade, before I get to his office, I'm crying because I know what is going to happen. But he gave me that motivation and inspiration. You can do it, you can do it. And that is what has made me very confident. So I saw the need to, help my peers.
Because we don't seem to have a lot.
We don't seem to have a lot. Most people, just want to be successful and it's just them.
We don't even find the need for a mentor.
Yes, we don't even find a need for a mentor, but it's very, very important. It's very critical because sometimes you're going through something and sometimes all you need is just a pat on the back. Sometimes you have an idea, you love this idea so much, but sometimes, even though you have to believe in yourself first, sometimes you just want someone to give you the pat on the back, and that's really all that we need. And so that was really my motivation, knowing that I've had great people in my life and knowing that, I can help young people to be able to have role models in their lives was the reason.
So what do you do as mentor network?
Mentoring and networking.
Okay.
Primarily, well, it kicked off with the Speed Networking Roundtable where I was able to get corporate executives to come at a roundtable session with the young people, sit, talk about events, sit, pitch ideas, talk about their future careers, what they want to do, and so on and so forth. It was very successful. After that, the other programs we're looking to launch, including the homework assistant programs, the Inspired Villages project, and many others which are underway, and because of so many responsibilities I have right now, I've not been able to do too much, but there's definitely plans along the line, the end of the year, beginning of the year.
How old is this NGO?
It's, I think, 2 years now. 2 years now. I started.
How do you get the young people to come together to listen to all the the outdoor events that you do?
When I launched it, I was lucky enough to be on the KSM show. I was lucky enough to have some great people, do some PR work for me. So a lot of information went out. We have the website out. A lot of young people are online, and that's the great thing because it's easy to reach because that's where they are. Facebook, social media networks, you put the information there, and it was just like, wow. The response was just amazing. I went on, I'm like, God, I need so much time for this because there's a need for something like this, and it really gave me so much joy because I realized that what I'm doing is on the right path, and I got the right people to support me as well.
How would you describe your area of profession? You've done a master's in integrated marketing communications. What do you do for your first degree?
I did marketing, bachelor's of business administration and marketing.
So how would you call your profession now? Because you're a creative director,
yes.
You're also director of a leadership program, and then you have an NGO of which you're a founder and president.
Yes.
So what would you say?
You'd be surprised to know that I actually even did visual arts in high school. I did paint and draw, so I actually have an art background.
Okay.
And so it's like a combination of things. I would say, well, my career, I'd say.
Your career could be marketing communications.
It could be marketing.
But there's a creative side of it as well.
There is a creative side of it as well. I have the public, interpersonal relationship aspect, which gives me a good PR, career. I have the creative background, which can put me in an ad agency. I have the leadership skills, which can put me into management.
Or in governance kind of thing.
Exactly.
What I like about what you've done is that you've not limited yourself.
No. I believe I can. There's so much I can do. I don't have to limit myself. There's so much. The possibilities are endless.
What would you say to people who, for instance, like to do general arts only because they want to, for instance, be journalists? Because that way, you're learning specific things to become a specific person later on. But sometimes plans change, or you might come out of school, not get the job that you want. And so if you have other skills, then you can just flow with whatever comes.
Yes. I mean, first of all, I'll just, in speaking, I'll speak to parents as well, to not push their young people to do courses that will not be beneficial to them. I'd say even doing visual arts, for me, it played a big role in my life when I was doing marketing, because you have to be creative to be in that field, so it was just there. I was able to be ahead of my peers because I had, it was just there. Ideas were just coming. It was easy for me. I would tell parents not to push the young people to do things, because it's a waste of 4 years. My goodness, you're out and you don't have a job. Somebody is saying, I'm doing French and physiology and psychology, and I say, what do you want to do? I don't know. I want to work in a bank. So why did you waste?
Do what in the bank? What in the bank is what?
So why did you waste 4 years? When you could have just done accounting or whatever, finance, that would have put you there. I'd say go for your passion, go for your passion. And you have to be able to sit down and recognize that I have these talents. These are things that I can do. And so, okay, if this doesn't work, I can definitely do this whilst I wait for this to mature. So you don't limit yourself to one thing,
Do you find it difficult finding people who at your age, because you're pretty young, you're not 30, she's way less than that. Do you find it difficult getting people who think like you?
I'd say yes, sometimes, because, sometimes you have an idea. For example, I have this event, Baby Fest I'm working on, and sometimes you're trying to get people to think along the same lines you're thinking, and the things that you realize, the things they're worried about is not necessarily even career-wise. They want to marry, they want to settle down, they want to have babies. I'm not saying it's not a good thing. It's definitely a great thing to have that mindset, of course, because I definitely want to get married and have twins and babies and so on and so forth. Yes, but I'm saying that it's just sometimes you just wish you had people who are thinking just like you around you. It's not always like that, but it's difficult. But I'll say, well, I have some great friends who are also really great, in taking initiatives and helping me out, brainstorm and all that. But it's quite honestly, it's very difficult because you realize that maturity level varies based on where you've lived, the environment you're brought up in and everything. So it's a challenge, you know, I'd say.
That's one of the many challenges that you have. But when we come back, we'll hear the other challenges, particularly with the NGO, funding, and a lot more. But right now, how many people do you work with? You work with so many people.
Yeah, right now, working with the University and Yankah Associates, it's a whole lot of people.
Okay, all right. So we went round. We want to find out what the people out there think about you. Stop smiling. Let's just watch this.
She's a good colleague to work with.
She's very jovial and nice working with.
We work together, we share ideas. She doesn't see you as her PA or her junior colleague or anything.
Sharing ideas is a very easy thing for us. Sometimes I even give her work to do.
We at Yankah and Associates are more or less work hand in hand. So whenever you come here, you wouldn't see anyone as a boss and the other one as a subordinate.
She helps me in my academics. Sometimes she helps me financially too, and I mean, I love her like a sister.
At times she's too much stern.
I wouldn't like to see someone speak ill of her behind her back. I always defend her.
She at times overreacts, yeah, on certain issues that I don't seem it to be very necessary.
For me, her forgetfulness is affecting, I can say, our work here. So that's one thing I would like to change. So I should always stay focused, and then we can work to the success of Yankah and Associates.
All right, Esi, why are you laughing?
Oh my goodness, I'll go beat them in the office.
I mean, you're doing a whole lot, so I think we can forgive you for forgetting sometimes.
Yes, yeah, because it's the rules. When it's a lot of things you have to do, you know, it's just, I forget. And Fred is very good at reminding me of things. He's like, okay, today you have to do this, today you have to do that. He writes things down for me.
That's a good way.
So I don't forget. And he was always reminding me, okay, you have to be here, you have to be there. So, I mean, as much as, you know, forgetful, they're always very supportive around me. They're like my brothers, you know. They treat me like a queen at the office.
And you know what people say behind your back?
I really
because
don't care.
somebody's
I really don't care.
Always trying to defend you.
Oh, well, you know what? Well, you know, having people talk about you, even behind your back, I think is a good thing, because it means you have something good you're doing, or even if it's bad, you know, you're so important.
The good thing is they
know.
can say it to your face.
Exactly. Once you say behind me, that's fine.
My guest today is Esi Yankah. She's director of the Leadership Institute of AUCC and also creative director at the Yankah Associate, and a whole lot more. When we come back, we'll talk about her challenges. Keep watching. Today on the show, my guest is Esi Yankah. She's a young creative director. She's also director of the Leadership Institute at the AUCC. Esi, you have a lot of challenges. A little bit of it is forgetting sometimes, yes. But what are your major challenges?
I'd say one of my major challenges is being a young person and being in a position, you know, of authority, because in the society we're in, unfortunately, we don't necessarily celebrate young people. It's always, you know, the older person has more knowledge and, you know, than you are. If you're a young person, they don't necessarily want to regard what you think or say.
You're not coming up, so why don't you just stay there and learn?
Yes, when it gets to your time, you know, your time will come. It's our time. Let us, you know, I was here before you, you know, those type of things.
Yeah.
And so it's a big challenge, you know, but for me, I mean, I'm ready to face it, because I feel like you have to judge me by what I can do, not by my age. Judge me by what I know here. Or size. Judge me by what, you know, I have here, what I have here, what I can do, you know, a good head, a good heart,